66 million years ago. The world was alive with thunder and color. Forests stretched for miles, the air thick with the calls of giants. Rivers cut through warm plains where herds of triceratops grazed. And above them, pterosaurs drifted across the golden sky. It was paradise. A world built by survivors of ages past. But paradise never lasts. Far beyond the sky, a stone the size of a mountain was moving. Silent, invisible, unstoppable. The calm before the end. On the surface, life continued unaware. A young Tyrannosaurus hunted among the ferns, sensing only the rhythm of its prey's heartbeat. The earth beneath its claws was ancient, but its world was about to vanish in a single moment. For months, the skies above Earth shimmered with strange lights. Animals turned restless, sensing what nature itself refused to say. Something was coming. Something no instinct could escape. The impact. Then it appeared, a second sun streaking across the heavens. A burning mass cutting through clouds at 20 kilometers per second. In the span of a breath, it crossed the sky. And then, impact. It struck the Yucatan Peninsula with the force of billions of nuclear bombs. A wave of molten rock and vaporized earth blasted into the atmosphere. Forests thousands of kilometers away burst into flame. Everything within sight was erased. The sea boiled. The air itself turned to fire. Those close enough to see the flash never had time to scream. The hours of firestorms swept across the continents. Ash rained down like burning snow. Even the oceans could not escape. Waves of steam and acid devoured the coasts. Animals fled blindly into the darkness, but there was nowhere left to run. In North America, herds of hadrosaurs collapsed beneath smoke-filled skies. In Asia, raptors wandered through burning forests. Their calls fading to silence. For the first time in millions of years, the mighty had fallen powerless before the smallest enemy of all: the absence of light. The long night dust and vapor filled the stratosphere, blocking the sun for months, then years. Temperatures dropped. The world froze. Plants withered. Seas turned black with algae and decay. Predators starved. The great age of reptiles collapsed into silence. Only a few creatures endured. Small mammals burrowing deep into the earth. Tiny lizards hiding in the shadows of ash. Birds, the smallest of the dinosaurs, huddling together for warmth beneath dying trees. Those fragile sparks of life would one day inherit everything. The weeks after. Across what had once been lush forest, the land was gray. Skulls lay half-buried in volcanic dust. The rivers ran thick with ash and bone. In the ruins of what was once paradise, the air carried no sound but the wind. The giants that had ruled the world for 160 million years were gone. Their footprints turned to stone, their roars to memory. But extinction is not the end. It is the beginning of something new. The return of light years past. The dust began to fall. For the first time since the fire, sunlight reached the ground again. The warmth awoke the sleeping seeds beneath the ash. Green returned. Life, stubborn, relentless, began again. Every feather carries the memory of scales. Every heartbeat echoes those ancient roars. The sky that once burned them is now their home. Epilogue. The fire that changed everything. The end of the dinosaurs was not a tragedy. It was a transformation. The Earth shed one empire to make room for another. Without their fall, there would be no mammals, no humans, no you. When the world burned, life learned what it meant to begin again. And every living thing since that day has carried the same lesson in its blood. Survive. Adapt. Rise again.